Hello viewers, welcome to today's episode. Today we are going to talk about 5 important things to do to have a healthier relationship. Number 1, listening to understand. Listening to understand. Oftentimes, as human beings, we listen to respond. We listen so that the other person should finish talking and then we should respond. And even sometimes we are tempted to respond before the other person finishes talking. However, for you to have a healthier relationship, you need to listen to understand. When your partner is talking, you pay attention with the intent to understand, not necessarily to respond. But you want to understand what he or she is communicating. You want to understand his or her point of view. What is the issue that he or she is presenting, so that you can be able to respond accordingly. So the main idea is to understand the person, because when a person feels understood, that person now opens up. I talked a bit more on understanding a person in one of the videos. I encourage you to watch it if you haven't watched that video. But what I'm trying to say is that when a person believes that he or she is being understood by you, he or she opens up. That person opens up to you, because you're like, aha, this person understands what I'm saying. This person understands what I'm going through. This person understands what I'm trying to communicate. So listen to understand, not necessarily to respond. And also try your best not to interrupt a person when he is talking, your partner, because you want to let him or her explain, communicate whatever he or she wants to communicate. Number 2, validating your partner's feelings or concerns, validating their opinion. It shows that you understand your partner. When your partner is sharing his or her feelings or his or her concerns, show that you understand. I understand what you're going through. That's really an issue of concern. You don't want to undermine your partner's concerns. Avoid undermining your partner's concerns. Some people be like, is that an issue? You think that is a problem? There are problems out there, you know. There are problems, big problems out there. That's not an issue. No, that's not right. Show that you understand. If your partner expresses something as an issue or a matter of concern to them, then respect his or her feelings that this is an issue of concern to my partner, even if you think that it's a small issue. But for the fact that this one is an adult and is raising it as an issue, then address it seriously. That means it's indeed an issue of concern to him or her, not coming with an attitude. That I don't see anything that you should be worried about there. Every time, no, that's not an issue. Is that something that we should be discussing here? Don't underrate your partner's concerns or feelings or issues of concern to him or her. Number 3, creating boundaries in your relationship. It is very important to create boundaries in a relationship, because this helps you to know how far you can go in a relationship. These boundaries, you create them together, you discuss together as a couple. That on issues, for example, of physical contact, how far do we go? You have those boundaries. On issues of finances, what are our boundaries? How do we spend our money? How do we handle our finances? boundaries help you. They enable you to have mutual respect in a relationship, because you know how far I can go in terms of finances. How far do we go in terms of body contact? If you're dating physically, how far can we go? You need to spell that out. It has to be discussed that in this relationship, as far as physical contact or touching, this is the limit. We cannot go beyond this before we are married. That has to be discussed. Boundaries have to be put in place. If there are no boundaries, you can be surprised what your partner can do, especially when you're dating, in terms of physical contact or physical touch. You can be surprised. So you need to discuss how far are we going to go in this relationship, in this dating relationship. It has to be discussed. You need to create boundaries. They will help you to respect each other and also to know what to expect. Number 4, ask open-ended questions. In a relationship, you need to discuss things. In one of the videos, I talked about communication. Communicate. Some people, whether it's naturally or that's how they were raised, they don't talk much. So if you have a partner who is a person of few words, ask them open-ended questions. For example, what do you think about this? Give them a chance to explain things. They should be able to speak. Why do you think this is good? Or why do you think we should choose this, not that? Ask open-ended questions where you will be able to encourage communication. You'll be able to encourage opinions to be heard. You encourage the views of each one of you to be heard in a relationship. Number 5, process your feelings before talking with your partner about an issue. Think through things first. You know, sometimes things happen in a maybe in a quick way, and then you just jump and respond to those issues. Sometimes you respond in a negative way, or you are too emotional that time. You end up saying words that are bad, and you know when words are out, are out. So develop a habit of processing your feelings before talking with your partner. For example, if something happens today, if you address the issue right away, you might say things that are not good for the relationship. Well, if you process the thing and talk about it maybe in the evening or the following day, you might find that some of the things that you thought are big issues are not issues anymore when you process them. So take time to process your feelings. Take time to process the things that have happened before you address them, before you talk about them with your partner. That will help you to be sober-minded when you are addressing the issues. In the end, it will help you to avoid unnecessary arguments or unnecessary negative discussions. Thank you so much for watching. May I encourage you to subscribe, like the video, share it with others, and click the notification button. Thank you for your support.